Get ready for even more sunshine across central Oregon, and a gradual yet modest warming trend sets up already today. We're running a little warmer than we were 24 hours ago, but we do have another chance of some AM fog across the high desert. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's been happening. We're going to do a deep dive into your most reliable forecast, starting with what it looks like right here and right now across central Oregon. Now, today we started off with a whole lot of cloud cover. These clouds have been thinning out, and cameras all across the Tri-County area showing much the same thing. There are still some lingering clouds even through the Cascades, but not for all the Cascades. So look at it. Hoodoo near Sandy Ann Pass has some cloud cover. In fact, that thick layer of fog that has been lifting up and is dissipating is still there, but around Bachelor at the top of Outback, that's the Outback lift line you're looking at right there, and there's just not a cloud in the sky in that direction. So when we look at some other cameras across the Tri-County area, helps paint a picture of what's really happening. This one is from Bachelor. You're looking at Tumlo Mountain, and then on the back side of that is Bend. So if you start off on the left, you can see a lot of those clouds that are just on the other side of the Cascade. So it's on the left and the right of Tumlo Mountain. And so we still have some cloud cover. A lot of that is over the east slopes of the Cascades. Some of it is still over parts of the Tri-County area. None of it is bringing any rain at all. And here's a look at 4 of the Oregon Hazards Lab cameras. These are fire detection cameras, but even when it's not fire season, we can still use them to see what it looks like outside. Man, it looks gorgeous. Now, it's still cool. It has been chilly for most of the day. Temperatures have been topping out in the 50s with some 40s, but look at our air quality. Both the eSpace real-time sensors and the DEQ hourly average are showing good air quality for Central Oregon. So we have good air quality. We have tons of sunshine, and there are still a few clouds that are lingering over parts of the Tri-County area. There's just no precipitation anywhere near us, and that's because the closest system was well to our south over California, still rolling to the east, and look offshore. A ridge of high pressure is building into the region. And so we are in the proximity of 2 different systems. One is rolling out, one is moving in, and the one that's moving in is going to promote a lot more sunshine. And with sunshine, actually high pressure usually brings the 3 S's. We have stability, we have subsidence, and we have sunshine. And that's exactly what's expected through the next couple of days. Now with that stability, the clearing tonight, the calming winds, and the current temperature profile, there's still a little bit of moisture in the air. And so the potential for some fog is expected once again. It would be freezing fog because temperatures are going to get well into the 20s. But outside of that, the low pressure that's well to our south, that is going to continue to roll to the east and northeast and out of our area. So when we zoom out and take a better look at that, just getting a little further off to the east, that is going to brush by us. And it's also going to be what brings some in and out clouds by tomorrow. So we do have this ridge of high pressure that is really big, and it's centered out over the northern Pacific Ocean and stretching into the Gulf of Alaska and into the Pacific Northwest. Now, this is blocking all of the other systems that are either over the Gulf of Alaska or the Aleutian Islands in the northern Pacific Ocean. So none of those are coming our way, but we are going to be expecting some changes, some in and out clouds, some warming is also in the forecast, and that warming is going to bring our temperatures closer to average for this time of the year, but not until later in the week. So our forecast model does show that there is very little cloud cover over the Tri-County area here this afternoon. Just a little bit lingering over the higher elevations, over the Cascades, and some other parts of Central Oregon, but it stays that way tonight. Some fog develops, though. What you're seeing here isn't cloud cover, it's fog developing through parts of the Tri-County area. Not as widespread as how we started it today, but the same effect is expected. Some areas of freezing drizzle, some flurries are going to be possible in these areas of fog when and where they develop. Then that lifts up, it dissipates pretty quickly tomorrow, and we are back to sunshine. By Wednesday afternoon, a few clouds. By Thursday afternoon, more clouds. These additional clouds are in advance of our next system. That next system is going to push through the Pacific Northwest by the time we get to Thursday night going into Friday, but it's going to be dry. So we have a dry cold front that's rolling in. Now, when it comes to relative humidity, it's moderate to high for this time of the year, not too bad, but we're in the 50s and 60s. This is all percentage-wise, because remember, with relative humidity, it's relative to the dew point and temperature, and so your dew point is either going to be lower than or equal to your temperature, and when you take the distance between those two, the difference between those two, really helps understand just how much moisture is in the air. So with the vertical column that's capable of temperatures getting up to 80 degrees or what have you, it's about halfway up to that. But that's not the case today. It's more like it could get up to the lower 50s, but we do still have 50% humidity for some, 40s for others, and 60s for others as well. Now, high temperatures today, we're mostly in the 40s and 50s. We're all running a little warmer than we were 24 hours ago, and we're just shy of where I had that forecast high when you average them out. I thought we were going to get a little clearing a little bit quicker, and that didn't happen. It was still chilly, but it feels cool and pretty pleasant across the high desert this afternoon with temperatures that are still in the 40s, some 50s on the map, and we're running between 2 and almost 10 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago, so we're doing pretty good. And so the warming trend is close to what I thought it was going to be. We just didn't quite get to those highs as quickly as I thought. Now, temperatures, on the other hand, tonight are going to be falling back into the 20s. A few teens and 30s are expected, and by tomorrow, we're topping out in the 50s. These 50s are going to be mid to upper 50s with some 60s. It's closer to average. The average high is 65. We're just not quite going to get there until we get to Thursday and Friday. That's when we get enough warming, enough of that warmer air mass for temperatures to get back up into a seasonable range. And then we have one day of even warmer, even more pleasant temperatures before our next system. So tomorrow, by the morning, our bus stop forecast shows a cold start with some AM frost, some areas of fog also possible. So that means the potential for some slick roads. Add a little bit of extra drive time, but by the afternoon, tons of sunshine, some light clouds, and temperatures in the 50s with some 60s expected. And winds are mostly going to be a light breeze for the next couple of days because we're under the influence of this broad ridge of high pressure. So as it builds into the Pacific Northwest, we get even more sunshine, we get even lighter winds. And so on Wednesday, we're looking at highs in the 50s with a few 60s possible. That low is still out over Idaho, and it's still going to be pushing to the northeast. So some wraparound moisture could bring us some clouds into the high desert, just not as much as we had earlier today. And then by Thursday, that high almost directly over us, but we start to see a change up in the weather pattern here because of the incoming cold front. That cold front is going to start to slide into the region. As it does, it brings us not much in the way of rain chances, not much in the way of cooling, but there will be a slowdown in our warming trend. So we're going to stay in the 60s Thursday and Friday. Some mountain precipitation is going to be possible. A few sprinkles in our lower elevations, but few and far between. It's really not until this weekend that we get our next shot at more rain, more mountain snow, maybe some snow in the lower elevations. And we'll talk about that here during the next couple of minutes. But between now and Thursday at 11 p.m., we're dry and waiting on that next week cold front. And so some mountain snow is going to be possible Thursday night going into Friday. I have it on there because there's a chance. Better chance is going to be Sunday. Now, Saturday, we get even more sunshine and we warm up even more. That's our break between systems. But Sunday's system is going to pack more of a punch. A bigger cool down is expected. An actual cool down is in the forecast, and stronger winds are in the forecast with rain and snow showers in the planner. So let's time all this out. Here through the overnight hours, under the influence of this ridge of high pressure, our temperatures fall back into the 20s. Not much in the way of cloud cover, but some areas of fog developing through the AM hours. Then, by the time we get to Wednesday during the midday and afternoon, we're back to sunshine and no rain in sight. By Thursday, that cold front forms and it starts to roll our way. Now that the high pressure is pushed through, that brings more clouds, but even as it rolls through, maybe some sprinkles or flurries in the highest elevations. That's at best. And by Saturday, we're back to sunshine. By Saturday, we're back to warming. And by Saturday, once again, we have no rain in sight. Now, let's talk about what happens after Saturday, because we've been talking a lot about the warming trend, about the sunshine on the way. But I mentioned that there is another system that's right around the corner that pushes through, or rolls in, I should say, Saturday night and pushes through on Sunday. So let's back up a little bit, look at the long-range forecaster model. Remember with this one, it's not as high resolution, but it really helps paint a picture of what's going to happen. And through Saturday, we're expecting all of this sunshine across the Tri-County area. That's not changing just yet, but look at this. By Saturday night, more clouds. By Sunday, we have increasing clouds, scattered showers becoming widespread. Notice that even by Sunday at 4 p.m., just looking at the potential for some snow in the higher elevations. then the cold front actually pushes through. That colder air mass impacts the Pacific Northwest, and we have the rain and snow showers with the potential for a few snow showers in the lower elevations. By Monday, in and out cover. Some overnight fog possible Monday night going into Tuesday. Too far out to really nail that down, but we're back to sunshine by Tuesday afternoon. So between now and 11 p.m. Friday, a few light showers, a few sprinkles possible because of that Thursday, Friday system that's going to roll through the Pacific Northwest. Meanwhile, winds have not been too gusty today, and actual winds are more like 5 to 15 miles per hour, really 10 to 15 miles per hour. But either way, a light breeze that's going to be breezy at times. It's right in line with the forecast from yesterday. Tonight, winds swing around to the west with a gentle breeze. By sunrise, we're back down to the south and west and west. By the midday hours, still a light breeze. We do have variable winds expected, but winds aren't going to get too crazy here through the next couple of days. Now, for tonight, 20s with a few teens and a couple of 30s out there. By Wednesday, we are talking 50s and some 60s under tons of sunshine. Still going to be cool, but feeling a little bit better. And then by Thursday and Friday, we have our in and out clouds. Temperatures topping out in the 60s. By Saturday, we're talking lower 70s and some 60s on the map. That's going to be super pleasant, above average for this time of the year, but then cooler weather and breezy as we go through Sunday and Monday. By Tuesday, the rebound begins. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News while the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. I'm going to leave you with a quick recap of what we just talked about. Our weather headlines for this Tuesday, October the 14th include that warming trend on the way. A weak cold front Thursday and Friday, not much change there, but the warming trend slows down until Saturday, and the next chance of rain holds off until Sunday and Monday. Now, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop those in the comment section below. I'll do my best to get to them through the rest of this evening. And if there was anything that you wanted to see that I didn't show, please put that in the comment section as well too. I'm here for you and just want to give you everything you need to plan your day right here in Central Oregon. But that's it. Join us tonight. We'll see you then.